they keep changing Restream on some things.
Yeah, they did some update. They had to re-sign in and everything.
Yeah. So let me get in here.
See if we get a YouTube notification. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it
There
doesn't.
is that one person that when we talk about this subject of my standalone stalls, that always drives me nuts because we know military.
Yep.
Yeah. Military. Okay. Let's go.
There we go. Yep. I hear you.
So I'm just going in the chat. There we go. Okay, guys, just hold on one
YouTube
minute.
is slow on the draw today.
It is different day.
It's been a day, yeah.
It's been a day. Okay. We're here. We're there.
We made it.
All I could say is this energy, just like we were talking about how July just felt like it dragged on every day, and August feels like it just flew by.
I know.
It did. July, we're like, what's today?
Yeah.
15th?
Yeah.
But August, it's like boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know we're in different timelines because July was such a slow timeline. Hey guys, San Diego. So, and then it just seems like this month is just gone so fast,
Mm-hmm.
and we're already on the 20th.
Right.
And yeah. So
I am looking forward to the fall weather, though. I wouldn't mind that.
I am too. We didn't really get a summer that we could go out in and enjoy.
Yeah.
Because it was too humid, and then we had to deal with that fake sun. I saw a picture, and I should have brought it in. Is a where they showing in China, and I don't know if this is real. I haven't done research. Where they show 7 suns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I would
Oh.
like to go back and look at that. And that'd be interesting. And they all look kind of gold. So I'd have to go back and look at that. Someone sent it to me. So yeah, it's nuts how things are. So yeah, so this download's not as great as last week's. So don't get it's there because they are going over specific things that they want to talk about. It's gonna be hard to top that. One last week was pretty good on what they thought everybody needed to hear. But there are some subjects. There are some subjects that some people might be, not in my group, because they like the truth, offended by. But there are some subjects we need to go over that they've talked about, Spirit has talked about in the past on certain things. So pretty interesting. So I know I've talked about certain cities like New York,
Yeah.
state of Illinois, California, some of those that we're going to There's going to be a scene where they're going to push an event in the center of the city. And then it has some of that in here. And then all of a sudden, the reaction that they got away with is, and when that happens, is not going to be the same. A whole different ball game is going to happen out of that situation. And so they're going to find out pretty quick, pretty fast. So I'm just saying that was one of those cities that I talk about. Just cross that line. Now it's the whole reaction of what's going to happen is changing. Those fences they put up are weak. Okay, they're not even standard. I mean, you can blow those over with a dog. North Dakota, yay! So, so with the picture, I think I have it, or this helicopter. And so you might be seeing this coming to a city near you in a Democrat city soon.
Or a fleet of them, maybe. Yes.
Yes,
That
a
would be good.
fleet.
Yes.
So this is the fuck around and find out situation. And remember, there's one city that has to be the example.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. So anyway, I don't know if the containments are going to look like this, but we'll find out. But they're not going to be because the way they I see these good guys coming out of the ground and just popping up and just completely surrounding. So that's going to be interesting on what they're showing me. So this is what I'm going to say. They're going to say this clearly in the way that Spirit says it. And they said, the shepherd's already back.
Good.
So in the way that they wanted to present it, he's already back.
Nice confirmation.
Yes. Which a lot of us knew he never really went far or was out of that position, but he's back. So I'd be looking pink wave. Hey, guys. Minnesota. Guys. Sometimes the restream shows you everything, sometimes it doesn't. Right? Florida.
It just did that update too, so hopefully we can.
Right? Yeah, because we were having problems that was just sitting, right? Okay. So that's the first download they said. That's the first thing they said. So then they go, I'm going to repeat this over because I think it's easier when I repeat it over when I say it instead of just saying it once. So again, I will say you might need to listen to this video over and over. So it's fine. So we'll wait till we get a little more in here. So me and Jeep were talking about a couple days ago, the energy was better. And now it feels like we're in a suffocation mode again.
Yeah.
And like, what was that? 2-3 nights ago where we like slept really good. It felt awesome. You know, and like,
the download.
We got sleep. Right.
Right.
Yeah, it was. That minute that we got that download, the energy change, her back was hurting. Mine wasn't hurting when we got done. And then you saw all those spirits everywhere on that video.
Right.
Because they were in full mode of a lot of things. I need to change this to there. That's better. So they were in full mode of showing themselves and appearing and and they were very happy about after doing that. So soon the hospitals will change overnight. Overnight, look for new areas to be set in place, but secure. But the military would actually have control of these areas, not like someone says that they know about those beds, sits on her front porch and smokes a cigarette and tells you about it. Okay? No. Okay? I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it over. Do not have the clearance, do not have the knowledge. They are in the military position of possession of knowing where they're at, when they will show up, and no one that is not a civilian, no civilians are in control of this, period. Because I hear it when it gets close to things, and then people go over there and they listen to that, and all this hope, fear. No.
Right.
I think what was me and Ariel were making fun of it because they pulled a med bed. It looked like something from Star Wars back in the 80s. And like, here's the med bed. No.
Right.
If we're using those props, we are really down to
We're really in trouble.
some generation of things going, no. High technology, high advanced technology of these. That's what they need to get ready for. So what they said, again, it'll be overnight. Look for a new one in new areas to be set in place. So then they go in front of us that all of a sudden, and I think they're doing it to represent so you understand what's happening. And I don't blame them. Spirit tells me I don't blame them for taking possession of these files overnight in these facilities that show documentation from the hospitals that show a list of cards and using those as evidence and understanding where that chemical came from. And to drag out those files in front of all to see and load up in handcuffs nurses and doctors, all to see. Because that is not something you want to hide. That is something you want them to see, to understand that they are criminals for what they have done.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not something I read, is something that they just said, hey, this is how we'll present. Which they should be embarrassed, but they made choices of the soul to do something that they know that was wrong. The first soul to step in the energy of the healing. Here, I'll use mine. The first soul to step in these devices, it says, of energy healing that people need to listen to, because they're going to start to tell their story. They're going to start to relay what they went through, because that's how you get that information out there and get people to feel secure about. Because it's almost like, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. Do you know what I'm saying? They need to hear stories when that happens. So those good experiences are going to be presented, and then all of a sudden those areas will expand, and then you'll see your staff disappearing, because I want you to think about it. What do you need them for?
Sure. They'll just need the minimum amount of
instant,
military type people, right?
right? Instant. You can go in and instantly. Doesn't need to be evaluated. They just need to step into that process and be healed. So, and then it's the same thing as the bankers. Why would you trust them?
Mm-hmm.
After knowing what you know, so again, why would we trust them?
Right.
You know, this whole Frankenstein situation. So you need to listen to their stories. But they also said these white buses just seem to go everywhere. You will see white buses in front of hospitals. And whether they are loading, unloading certain people that need to be there in certain areas, or they're loading people that need to be in handcuffs. But I do believe you're going to witness this during the day because it needs to be seen. This is not something that needs to be hidden. It is something that needs to be seen.
Right. I'm wondering if they're going to unload those military types and load up the others.
Yes,
Take them
exactly. Exactly. The cocky, all-knowing, but they held out their hand and said, "Yes, I'll take that. Yes, I will." But when you held out your hand and made the deal, you made the deal with the devil in that contract. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you honestly look at it, how advanced these systems should be. Why would you need these physical liars anymore?
Right, you don't.
You wouldn't trust them. You're not going to trust them after, because everybody's going to think you're just trying to kill me. And I think it was a client that said today, if what they gave you really worked, why do you keep needing to take it over and over?
Right. Because they don't fix the problem.
Mm-mm.
They just mask it.
Yeah. So it is the system. So I do not feel sorry for anybody that gets hauled off in the white buses, especially in white coats.
Mm-hmm.
Or in, what would you call the nurses wear the gurney? Scrubs? Nope.
Yeah,
not
scrubs.
For them either. Don't care. They knew better. All location numbers for their assignment. Someone or something seems to be in their way. I don't think anything's in the way. I think the only thing's in the way is removing the trash that needs to get out of the buildings. So that is very important with that. So I never know what I'm going to go into, but they need to know. So now we need to look for them outside of hospitals and clinics, and then look for files. Carrying files.
Boxes. Yes.
Yes. So this is what they say. What they are doing is I'm seeing soldiers coming everywhere, armed up and full of control. So this is what I see in the one city that the demons are in right now, a DNC. Mm-hmm. And these military people coming out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's the ground system or whatever, but they just showed me. They're like, what they are doing, and whether this is going to happen in that city or in the city, but they showed me in the cities, I will see soldiers coming armed up, full and in full control. This system is in control. Now, this is important. I want you to think about this. The system is in control of all computers, all over the banks, control and it will shut down the ATMs within seconds. Ding, ding, ding. It's not working.
Right.
Ding, ding, ding. That's not working. Ding, ding, ding. It's not giving us the old money anymore. It's
Mhm.
it's going to shut the whole thing down. So with this quantum system in control of all the computers all over, all it's going to take is, you can't get anything. You can't get anything out. But I don't think, like I said, I haven't seen those armored trucks in a long time in front of banks, and I don't think they're printing that old Mirage anymore. So they have to replace it. So it's going to be very interesting when they start spitting out the new stuff. And this is what Spirit says: prove to me that the old system is still here. That's what they're saying to everybody. Go ahead and prove to me that it's here.
Right.
They said it in a way that was like, prove to me. No one can right now. Not in any way.
Yeah, you can't even get a hold of people.
No. Prove to me that the old system is still here. It exists. It is really a reality. Because that's what they want to know, right? That's what they say.
Right.
So, which is interesting, right? To ask yourself that question. So I think it's the question we need to ask ourselves. What do you think is really in control? Because it's not that. Especially when certain investment corporations are bankrupt.
Right.
And everybody pulled their investments out, and now those corrupt corporations I got no money because people listened to their instinct and pulled out what they could. They are whining all the way. The master puppet's gone.
Right.
So I'll go up to this point. They can ask some questions before we move on because I want to. So they can go over.
Okay.
So I don't want to get too far
go
ahead.
How will the nursing homes handle the old system failure?
Well, I think that will be interesting on its own because this is what I'm concerned about is the old way of thinking. And then, like I said, the example of like a whole community of them trying something new and one goes through it and the rest will follow through. So it's in, they went through the depression, they went through a lot of things. And that's the whole thing about this is someone has to be going first to prove that these are safe, that you'll be okay. And like I always said, that I think these things are going to be like kiosks. It's not going to be a big deal. That's why they showed me them standing alone. It's not a big system. It's going to be not a big deal in the future to go through these. I was in a hurry. Don't mind the girl. So, so that's the thing.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, if anything that ends your suffering and your pain and all that, I mean, us in the group alone would be running towards that door in that direction.
Absolutely. Volunteers.
I
Okay.
believe SSN is gone, and I believe that the new systems already took it over. And that's why they tried to threaten all of that's been jeopardized.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who cares? Because that has no more money. They bankrupted us a long time ago on that area.
Right.
So that's I
Okay.
don't even. I would be interested in the new name that they're going to use that for, but yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Another question. Oh, will those that have stocks lose them?
Well, I think there's one right now that shouldn't be in. You shouldn't have it in there. So I don't think it'll be a while before you get it back out if they didn't close it down. So I heard one of my friends was telling me how much money they put into that one, and whew, it might be a while before you can physically get into one of those places because when they're out of money, guess what they do? They they lock the door.
Yeah.
They act like you don't exist. Um, so this is the thing. One falls, another one's going to fall, another one's going to fall, and another one's going to fall. So they're going to start falling, all of them. So that's not just one that's going to fall. And that's why I was pushing this and told them, get it, get it out of the stock market, get it out of the stock market, pull it. I don't care. Uh, so
Okay. Let's see.
I cannot locate Ariel. He's on the X. I wonder if someone could put his link in here.
Let's see if I can find it. Another
Um,
quick question. Someone's due to drive from Ohio through Chicago to Minnesota
Minnesota
this week.
this week.
Safe. They might want to go around.
I would go around
Yeah.
because, yeah, I heard that the IRS, well, whatever that system was, uh, and I've heard 6 to 8 months, and they still haven't gotten it. So they take it. They're very good at taking your money,
Yes. Yes, they are.
and there's a lot of fake letters that went out too. So people sent checks to the wrong system. So
Okay, there's Ariel's tag for anyone who needs it. Okay, let's see. Of course, someone's asking about IRS.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they're not taking phone calls. They are not giving people money back. And I've heard from accountants that's 8, 9, 10 months they haven't gotten nothing, and they're big amounts. They're not getting anything. So I don't know because I don't believe that's in existence to a certain level anymore. So and if you were to look at the debt clock or the what do you call it, the Thomas, they changed the name
Yes,
to.
he changed it. Yes.
Yeah. So if you go look at that, that might tell you a lot. Um, yeah, I know. She keeps spewing and she's sitting on her crappy porch. As Ariel said, and what do you call those phones? The ones that there's a spiritual one.
Yeah, you've had a few go by already.
What do you call those phones they dispose of?
Oh, oh my goodness. Burner.
Yeah, it's a burner phone. Yeah. So I don't like I
Right.
said from the get go, military have high clearance, and so and I've got that on spirits going after and talking about this. So this will be interesting when we go into what they say about all them. Yeah. So the hope, and then no, nothing, no, and then they disappear, and then they come back. I need more money. Go donate.
Right.
Right. I'm just saying. As Spirit said, they'll just disappear and they'll never see them again because then they have no props to use anymore. So I don't care. I mean, that's the whole thing about this. It's just using labels that you are not a part of the society of those labels or have any clearance on those labels is just completely wrong.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But I always look for their donation page somewhere on it.
It's usually right up front.
Right
There's
there.
like a little window that pops up.
Here.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone had a question about grammar schools. How will grammar schools be handled during the crazy part and going forward?
Well, I believe already that some of the school programs are already changing, and like I said, I don't think they're going to get funding until they adapt to the new way. So I don't think they're going to keep programming. So I believe that's another one that's going to change overnight. That's already in line with everything else.
Okay.
She can claim all she wants. The thing that killed me is when she put that picture of the Star Wars medbed in the back of the trash of the alley. That was the Ariel wrote that one out. That was good. It
Did, yeah.
was like, you gotta be kidding me. That's a medbed. Okay.
Yeah, it just didn't. It looked like a D movie special.
And back where all the props and the Christmas tree were too, right? Not
Right.
even sterile. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just insane. Desperation. You see it a lot.
Right. Let's see.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Someone's asking about state taxes. If they received a letter. Will the states be different, you think,
Yeah. Well,
than the federal? I guess that's up to them.
oh, I believe it's a state. I don't believe there's going to be any federal period on that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So she can say when they saying she's been saying military, yeah, they are, but she's not in control of them, and they're not leaking information. They are they're not going to tell anybody of where they're at, and it's a very private matter, and then they'll expose them. There's no way that they're going to give all this information up to these YouTubers. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. Everything will change. Okay. Sorry. So that whole thing with the medbed, because I'll tell you why. It really, people are really need it and really need hope in it, and it just feels like they're stringing and agonizing these people even more in the way that they do stuff, and it I find that disrespectful. And I know military language and how they talk about certain things. And that doesn't cut the format on that.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end, you're gonna know. So let's go into something else that's more positive.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So anyway, so okay. Okay. So since we're on that subject anyway, so truthers, dismantling phase is going to start. We know who really they work for
Mm-hmm.
and what really controls them. Um, the Elenas and the Dannys, and what is behind the money and how that is. And this is what I told everybody. At the end, you're going to know. You don't have to guess about it. They're just going to disappear. They're going to be gone. They're going to be unplugged. It's not going to be there. You will witness this soon. What is really, and this is, you'll witness this soon. And I feel like it's just going to be unplugged and gone. So start to pay attention to those. They're just out of the loop. They're just gone. You don't know what happened to them, and this is how they're going to unplug them. Because the whole thing is, this is what I'm saying, that algorithm, when they put information out and everybody jumps on it, and that kind of shows you who's being paid, and it's a nothing burger again, and then it gets everybody riled up, it gets them worried. That's the whole process of that. So when they start taking down these truthers that is promoted through these corporations, sponsors, it's going to be seen across the board.
Good.
So
It needs to be seen. Good.
it does. And that's the thing. The truth will be seen in the light at the end. No matter what, you can say whatever you want, but at the end, it will be seen. Right, Alex? So anyway, so the whole process of that is just the truth, down to the core of it. So, and then here we'll go with this. You will be witnessing soon what is really walking among you and how they were really controlled. So this is where we go. They're talking about the organic systems, the AI programs. They're just going to freeze. They're going to be just in seconds. And I don't know if, we're talking about these cities that you're going to see that's just completely dismantle in front of you. It's just a sense of that whole process. It's happening. So she's going to be in the mood tonight. So that's the whole thing is, and this is the thing, I want people to understand, I'm not trying to be harsh on certain things, but there's certain things that at the end, we are in this process of wanting things to change. And then there's these people that keep stalling and keep getting you into that fear. And that is driving me nuts. Just step aside, step around it, start to see for what it is. So you're going to witness soon what is really walking among you, and now how they really are controlled, and we're, these other systems. And most people now, they're like, okay, I want to see it. I want to witness it. I want to see what it is. What is really human? What is really a program? What is an AI program? The whole process.
Mm-hmm.
Ontario too. I think there's stuff going on big time there too. Yeah, the new cities have to be. And that's why I'm saying, when I talk about to witness, stay in the stillness, watch it all burn, it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be. But the biggest thing, we have to witness this. We have to witness the truth. We have to witness what we believed in and what we find out what is not real with this whole situation. And how much in every community that they saturated the darkness in that to control the mind. That's the whole thing about it. And that's where they, the shepherd always talks about that story of the snake, and it's true. It's true. So true. So, so you will witness that. So what they showed me when we talked about the flash, and they said flash, flash, flash for us, but then they said also flash for them is going to be a part of that stillness too, of the negative.
Oh, okay.
It just completely dismantles. And I kept trying to understand this, this isn't more of a 3D, it's a bigger flash process that's going to happen. Um, so with the negative, be at a different frequency of seeing that and freezing more than the ones that are at a higher vibration of understanding. So I kept repeating the flash, flash, flash. So
Mhm.
it in threes. Is it because these are three different types of flashes that are coming?
Right.
I mean, this is the thing about it is um, I just want people to clear the old system, the old ways out of your whole mindset. These are new, higher technology of understanding and advancement that's going on. So if you're not looking for that, then you're going to stay a clear mind of what's happening in front of you and the technology. So they say, so I believe the negative will get that flash. You know, and you're like, what's wrong with you? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they're just showing me this. These are downloads. Listen to the sounds outside. We have been jumping around timelines, which I felt yesterday. What the heck happened? Felt like we just moved
Mhm.
back into a slump of, ugh. And I'm like, this is not right. This is not fair. We were going fine, and then boom, here it comes again.
Right.
Yeah, animals are the best, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's
They'll
what
be
they say.
showing us too, right? They'll be
I think
doing
that's
their
important.
thing.
What can you prove that the old system's around?
Mhm.
Everything that you're around, everything. Yeah, there's. Oops.
Yeah, they bounced around.
Everything that we're around tells you it's gone. Um, so listen to the sounds outside. We have been jumping around timelines. You will know when we are done. I like this. Colors will change and smells in the air will come from. This is interesting right here. I'm going to repeat this because I'm going to have to do this over. Listen to the sounds outside. We have been jumping around timelines. You will know when we are done. Colors will change. The smells in the air will come, which you can't smell.
No,
Rain.
yeah. Or grass.
You smell a flower or grass, that freshness. So they said this is what's interesting. Jumping around timelines, you will know when we are done, colors will change and smells in the air will come. But real breezes will come from all corners of the whole earth.
Nice.
Beyond the ice, freshness, not in a cubicle that we've been, but they are saying this. When we are done, colors will change and smells in the air will come, but the real breeze will come from all corners and a total earth land
Hmm.
as one, filling it from other lands.
Nice. You think the fog will happen at the same time?
I do.
Hmm.
To smell it, to see colors, to feel it, to feel freshness, to feel clear air. I want you to imagine that we have not smelled clear air in such a long time.
Yeah.
but the colors are, you're going to be looking at colors first will change, and the smell and the air will come, and a real breeze will come from all corners of the total earth land.
Hmm.
Beyond the walls that we were meant to contain us.
Right. I got confirmation for that one. Got it.
Which just would feel so, and it's like Humble Healing 3 when that when they talk about, all these climates that are here are supposed to work with you. The wind, the rain, the mist, the sun, and the fog. And all those climates, and as you feel it flow through your soul, it's important. We'll take some more questions before we go on. But yeah, that feeling, that would be such an energetic feeling.
Let's see.
I think you'll know it too, because all of us won't have allergies.
That'd be lovely. No sniffles.
Right. I think it's amazing that the things that we don't look at, the littlest things, and then you recognize what you're missing. The air, the colors in the sun,
Mm-hmm.
the breeze, the smell of things. You know, um, it's just completely different.
Right. Lenore's asking, will that process heal all the fresh air, the vibrant colors?
Oh,
What?
I imagine in a very humbling way. Your soul would react on that process. It's just our soul welcomes that, our whole process of that.
Right.
I mean, you really are starting, we are really starting to feel like we're in a fishbowl in the way we can't even breathe clear, and that's that when we talk about going, when they do meditation and we go up to space, and the first thing I say, feel that cool, crisp air. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same as, you feel on Earth.
Okay. Somebody said the fake sun has fried their cactuses. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So, did you hear we're abortion buses and uh,
How
yeah.
much longer the sickening false um, Israeli issue that's going on? I don't want to say those other words.
Well, and this is the thing. Some of those I'm not sure that they are from one side to the other.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying right now, what you're watching is a conflict that could be setting the scene for all this reality to come. And that's the whole thing about this. And this is what I talked about. They're going to surround and they're going to contain. And then when they contain those, there's a reason why they're containing. That's the whole process. But they're falling for the bait that's there.
Mm-hmm.
So the DNC
Right.
is the bait. And so it's about, so we're going to see how that works.
They want to know if someone wants to know if you're aware of the special buses that are at the DNC right now performing um, certain medical
Oh, well,
operations.
first of all,
Men and women.
Well, that would be more of a Satanist demonic uh, ritual, I would say.
Sounds like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. To be proud of that is that's a ritual. It's a ritual of, and I don't feel the light right now would let that get to a certain degree in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they understand the consequences in a spiritual way.
Oh no.
I don't think they get it. There is gonna it's you can feel the sense of that, the sense of not responsibility, but pushing something in that way, and um, how do I explain this? That type of situation is a private situation, and there that happens for certain reasons, not in a way to brag about, not in a way uh, um, because it does tear up your body in different ways, but to use it as a prop is evil on itself. It's a very personal thing.
Yeah.
So, and then they go with the breeze. Then they go, the bell will ring again, but it'll awake everything that is asleep upon this earth's realm. The bell will ring again, but it will awake everything that is asleep upon this realm.
Hmm.
So, everybody claims they have access to, to awakening certain things, and of course not. If they don't have frequency. Um, but what they're saying, the bell will ring again. This is after the breeze, but it will awaken everything that it has been asleep. So are they talking about
Hmm.
people? Are they talking about giants? Are they talking about things that are inner earth? Are they talking about, the question
Wake
is,
them all up, right? Why not? Let's see. Lucy's asking that when we ascend, will we have contact with our loved ones who have already passed over?
yes, we
Thank
can
you.
talk about that. Yeah,
Yes.
I don't feel anything holds back on that. Exactly. It's just a different energy. Um, so let's go into the shaking energy will start like a lion's voice over the kingdom. When we talk about that shaking that will stand in, where you feel that eruption of that shaking, will start like a lion's voice over the kingdom, looking for a new sunset to come as golden. Shaking energy will start like a lion's voice over the kingdom. I always like they say the lion is in control of the kingdom.
Right.
Looking for a new sunset to come as golden. You ever seen that scene of Lion Kings, right? And there's the sun and there's the cliff, and it's just kind of shaking energy. And then it says time to start again. The cities that are under us need to be flipped on top. So don't go into the water, go into what was there before. And I did a drawing with the Star Traveler, and this coincides what I was talking about. the city that is under us needs to flip. Like part of it was underwater and part of it was on top. Again, the towers that reach to the skies, and I showed these towers, and they were energy that was coming from it. It was really tall. It was crazy how it seemed to be some in the water, and then it was really tall outside. So these towers look different. The towers that reach to the sky knew to be seen. So this is kind of like what they're showing me when they showed me back in Atlantis. I mean, I couldn't understand like why these towers look so. You'd have to. I don't know if like she has it on there anymore, the pictures, but it shows them. Um, but they're really, really, really tall. Um, but you can tell it was for energy and everything else you needed. So this is show this part of it was in the water and part of it was out. But as they say, time to start again. The cities that are under us need to be flipped on top again. Towers that reach to the sky need to be seen.
Hmm.
Yeah, we don't need no fake sun anymore. Wish that would just drop out of the sky and fall apart.
Right.
Um,
Well, as you just said, they said the golden light, so maybe that's our good sun.
right,
It's
exactly.
golden. It's not this. I don't know what this is. White something. I don't know.
Maybe it'll just burn. I don't know. It'll burn up. I don't know. Um, so you know what's funny? The whole fake UFO thing was such a joke. When they tried to put those in the sky, I mean, people didn't even respond. They didn't care. I mean, they're down to like, I don't care. They're not. They're so past that
Yeah.
you are really going to have to be like a, a blue beam effect has to be way better. I'm sorry, it's so generic. What they came up with, it didn't affect. It didn't do nothing. I mean, it's a joke. Kind of knew that society and humanity is ready for any type of big ass ship to show up in the sky, and they're like, okay, that's fine. They're not in that fear process with that. After what they put us through, there's really nothing they fear on that process.
Right.
Same. Uh, so it's hilarious what they attempted, and it didn't do anything. It looked like something on the top of a Christmas tree. You're like, yeah, that's it. That's all you get.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's interesting about those towers, the reach to the sky. I know. Um, I drew years ago. The red sky will come as we don't allow fear to come. So as long as we're not in the fear, the red sky, um, and I mean the red sky, which you know what I talk about is that energy. But don't be in fear over that when that comes. That so it's part of an energy process that's coming. We are bringing the fight to the streets. Now it's only, and it is, sorry, we are bringing the fights to the streets. It is the only way. So we have to bear witness, and you're going to see this, and it's an important part. And that's why I don't think they understand that there are people who have been born and ready to do this. And the last thing that's to say is the box will come down. And I try to find that box I did. It has a hole in it, and then how they contain things and what it does. But in that process, it'll come down. So that was another Monday download.
Good to get the information. Thank you.
Yeah, so we can take some questions now and all that stuff. But yeah, I think everything's right now is about bearing the witness to see the truth with everything. Um, because you're going to understand what is the truth again, whether we talked about the download from last week, because the truth resides within you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't deny it because it's going to tell you within you what is true. Black box is the matrix. Projector, the wizard behind the curtains.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I expect more financial downfall. Um, all these people, these supposed to be smart people, invested in certain things, and they were just always thinking that those investments are always going to pay off. Within 24 hours, some of them can get completely broke, go from rags to riches. You know,
Well, plus I'm sure they were double dipping in themselves.
right? So, um, well, yeah, but they never. This is something they never thought they were going to run out of money. That they would always be taken care of, and all this stuff. But karma is a little different, bitch, isn't it? It can be, um,
Right.
and that's the whole thing about this. Is I was thinking of watching uh, an ad today or something. Done. Um, that this whole media has changed in the way that the people have shifted it in they're done they're watching the truthers as the ones that are like, we want the truth, we want the truth, we want the truth, and that is changing. They're desiring the truth in every way now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they're soaking up, and that's what they want, because they want to be ahead of what's going on, and they're alert and aware, and that's what we need to be in humanity as one, ahead of the game.
Right.
Because this is the thing, um, spiritually, the truth resides in the light.
Mm-hmm.
The lies reside in the darkness and always pulls back when it's been revealed and hides back in the darkness. And the truth is always seen in the light and is at the forefront. That's what's going to happen. That's why it doesn't matter at the end of this, because they've already, all of them have made a choice that they decide what is their master. What do they serve?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be one direction or another. So we don't have to. We just have to acknowledge that we know, and then we'll bear the witness anyway.
Right. Okay. Here's a question. Um, are the white hats aware of the targeted individuals in their need for protection and healing of continual attacks in their homes and many other places?
Oh, I'm pretty observant. I think they're pretty observant on that, and I think the advancement of what they have has I think humanity has not come even grasped that looking at glass process and technology and advancement and stuff. It's just they're beyond that, you know, and that's where they're going to have to show you down the road, whenever that is. But it's when you look at and analyze everything in 3D, it seems a little hard and confusing. But when you're outside of that and you're looking in from a different veil and a different technology, then it seems simple.
Right. Okay. Here's another one. When will the Mexican people get relief from the rains happening for over 2 months, especially Mexico City? Are they doing tunnel work?
I imagine they are down there because I've heard a lot of stuff is happening down there.
Okay.
When you basically the way to drown something out or make it surface to the top,
Right.
then things left.
Guess it's if it's bad enough, they'll be there cleaning up as much as they can, right? Till they
Well,
stop.
and you're going to see everything surface too.
Mm. Here's another one for you. Will the EV industry be phased out or will it flourish?
What is the EV?
I'm not quite sure.
Can you describe that in a better way?
Rockers, send us a, I don't know, let us know what that is.
Yes, let us know.
Yeah, I don't,
We don't watch a lot of media.
no. When would the bar and judicial system go down?
Our media is the human residence.
Pretty much.
Did you feel that?
I'm
Go check.
hurting.
See what that feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think pretty much when say things go down for 3 days, or I think it's 3 days, that pretty much we're already adapted to don't caring about TV, and we already have books and meditation and all that stuff. I mean, we're already like, that's not a big deal to us anymore.
Right.
You know, that's the
Okay,
whole.
EV is for electric vehicles.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
don't mind us. We don't pay attention to that stuff.
yeah. Oh, what was the question?
So will that industry be phased out or will it flourish?
I think it'll change in a different way. That's what I think. I actually see, they showed me a long time ago where you have, now it depends in the sky or it depends on the ground. So I see these, where you have railways, but these are high technology electrical surges that I think that when they drive, they're already always connected. So in these futuristic cars. So that's what I feel.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Another question. In front of the DNC, the MSM showed a bunch of white buses, but nothing said about the white buses. Maybe they will use the DNC to take out all of the doubles, masks, doppelgangers, clones, etc. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to just as things just pause and it looks like we're stuck and nothing's moving. And they're like, why aren't these they moving?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're not real. Yes, they are. I saw them this morning. Nope, they're not real.
Yeah.
But I mean, like that energy alone with the negativity, and this is what I would tell you right now with that happening, the way they're relaying that or trying to put that energy out there. This is where you need to send light of protection and seal that city of light. That's one thing you can do because of light always works over darkness, but you also send your own energy, your own frequency to that city. So that as a biblical sense, or that it massively confuses the negative and they turn against each other
Mm-hmm.
because the light always wins. So if you had to, when you're observing something like that, you're thinking light going towards that direction, and that their foul plans are confused and they turn against each other in the confusion of what they are doing, and to send the light into that direction and contain that negativity.
Thank you.
So it's something that we have to acknowledge in a way that they're trying to set an energy, trying to feed something. And as you identify it and recognize it by the power of the light, sending a direction of containment, is something important that we all have power and source over. So if there I had to say anything to do that, which binds and shields and confuses, and that's what needs to happen.
Good. That's one way we can all help.
Right. So if there's any way of servicing tonight and not thinking they can go through this disgusting ritual or representation that they, and that where it shows you what they serve, or what kind of contract they have made, and that they, at the end, they will be serving that master, and that is where they will be going.
Good. Let's see. Marcy's asking, what does back to the beginning mean? Can you just...
For Atlantis, it's showing that we're free when it comes to sources. It's free when we come to utilizing them and being able to live and flourish and live in, as a biblical sense I like, is the fruits. The fruits will return. You'll be nourished by the fruits and true fruits, instead of denied the fruits, because we've been denied the true fruits. And that's the whole thing about it. Being able to flourish on independence and making choices that nourish our soul. And only that, nourish the planet and nourish the animals and nourish the nature of things. It's as important too. So, and that's the whole thing about this. I think as a collective, as you work as a collective together of light beings, like I've done in meditation with our groups and everything, that is a power source that you can bring. And this is what I would say tonight when I get off, as Spirit reminds me, is to contain that evil, contain that into a vessel that it has no energy and no light, and that I'm going back to that, to confuse the evil and to turn them against each other and allow the power of the light to shine in the sky, to show. It might be rods of God, but it should show itself in that power.
Nice. Love to see that happen.
Oh.
Someone was asking, I don't know if you have anything, I guess it's been raining a lot in North Carolina on the coast. Do you see anything happening over there?
They haven't showed me. I get more of a cleanse situation, things that might surface to the top. No, I'm not feeling the North Carolina, because I heard they went from heat. There's some heat, and then, but I'm not feeling that there's a certain agenda, except military levels of moving and movement. And, but no.
Okay, thank you. Someone else is asking, how soon can we expect that split to occur around the Gulf of Mexico?
What split? Again, we're not watching news. You have to be in front of us.
Split? I don't know.
So again, we don't watch news, so you'd have to tell us what it is, because I'm trying to find.
This is the only program that has orbs flying around. This Jenny gal is special, folks. Yep, she is. If you haven't had a session where there have one, you'll find out more.
Let me read this to you. What really bugs a seer when the people reject knowledge. This includes leadership, churches, and ministry, which is ugh. to refuse the truth, refuse to grow the knowledge that is important to the seer. Therefore, the people are gone and captive because they have no knowledge, and they're honorably men who are famished and multiply dried up in thirst. Many people are destroyed from lack of knowledge because you have rejected the knowledge. I will reject you from being my priest, and I become that you have forgotten the law of your God. I will also forget your children. So the whole thing, ignorance, you can't use it as a prop. You can't use it as something to get a buy. You can't use it. Here we go with medical, and you can't use that as your to go to get out of jail card. It's not going to work. We hate lip service, the verbal expression of agreement, unsuspected portals of revealed conviction and action. I hate it when people say, but I do not do. Why would you call me? This is the whole thing. You got to have the guts to stand up to something, and this is the thing that bothers me. So, I mean, we're at a time right now. And if you had something to do tonight, it's in light. Working in the flesh is also, sorry. So anyway, you have more power than you realize. You have more power inside of you, and you have light inside of you. So everybody that's listening to this night, send light to it, send a seal to seal it, so that dirty energy does not get through, and it confuses that demonic process.
Right. And we can do it too.
Yes, we can. We've seen it in our group. We've seen the power. We've seen the emotion. We've seen what it's connected to.
Yeah.
And it always wins over the darkness.
Someone's asking if you think the New York event will happen before December of this year.
Yes, I do. I just hear something in my ear. It came out after we did it. Like, yeah. Right. Yes, it has to.
Oh, Leslie mentioned there's a lot of military helicopters flying over North Carolina the last couple of days.
Yeah, so that's what they showed me, military. They might be getting set for something off the coast there, or
maybe
something. I just saw. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I just saw it. That was good. Yeah. I think they like when we talk about them. They seem to get more active.
Well, I mean, because they want us to work as the collective as one, and that's the whole thing of as working as one and protecting this planet. We have the strength to do that, and we just think that someone else is supposed to do it. And if you look at it as, I mean, that's the thing I can tell you. It's not before you go to bed and you lay your head down. Think of sending that light to that area, and it's always when you do that. And I've had this conversation with spirits like, well, that's not going to work. And then all of a sudden you see the reaction from that and you're like, wow, that did work. And that's the whole thing. You have to believe in yourself that you have the power to shield that.
Mm-hmm. Right. So they're saying a truck with police car following was spraying something in the area of New York. They said it was for mosquitoes, but this, she says they don't believe it, the case in how to make something else.
Maybe they're spraying reptilians. Maybe it's a repellent. Maybe it's something they can't breathe in. I don't know.
That would be nice. Let's see.
So, yeah, interesting. So yeah, I just say when they talk about corporations, and I've done the drawing on Instagram with corporations going down, and I think we're witnessing corporation,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's the whole process. I mean, and they keep saying cut the ATMs, no money, you know, and so I'm thinking when it starts up again, is it going to show a new abundance that's coming, colorful abundance coming out of that?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm gonna have to put her in that one, I guess. So, and I think anybody that's meditated, anything to think about any type of uh, what they need to do for humanity right now, that would be it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Would yeah, we see a reaction from it too as a movement.
Right.
So we're bearing the witness. We also have power to stop it.
Right. We do.
Yeah, we do. So, and it's just something we seen and witnessed bad things, and then you feel like you have no power to do anything about it, but you do.
Okay. So there's a guy in New York, upstate, in Chattanooga County, said that the bridge is ready to collapse. They're working on it and taking heavy equipment off.
And where?
In Chattanooga County, New York, upstate New York. There's another one down.
I wonder what that bridge looks like.
I don't know.
Bridges and buildings. Because they know their symbolism is coming down. This whole process of that. So it's the thing is like that whole Olympic thing just was disgusting. Another disgusting display. Just ugh.
I couldn't watch. I haven't watched that in
Well,
years.
I didn't watch it. I got a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
You're trying not even to be. You can't help it sometimes when you're on looking at something on Facebook or something, and it's just one of those things you don't want to see, but then you run into it. That's the whole thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's the whole situation here. Is we've told, and they've said that we don't have the power within us. You know, they've pushed that, suppressed it, controlled it, contained it, and this is where we're at, and we do have it. So the energy's here now, what we're a part of. That if working as a collective of one of light shows you anything, it shows you the power that you do have, and it's just time to step up to that and say, no more,
Mm-hmm.
no more. So that's the thing. It's just you have to look at it a different way.
Right.
So
Why is the ocean on the East Coast so cold? Why is it getting cold out? Well,
because I think we're in. I don't know. It depends on the timeline we're on today. Are we on an old timeline, or are we on a new timeline? Or what? It depends. Because we don't know what's going to happen in the morning.
I know tomorrow's another day.
That's the thing.
guess it depends on what coast you're on too.
Right. Exactly. I mean, that whole how that air gets so dry
Hmm.
all at once, and you can't feel the moisture in the air, and you want to feel that freshness, and you just can't even get there. It just drives me nuts. So I don't even know, like, when the weather gets cold, is it going to feel the same type of coldness? Is it going to be
Hmm.
different? So, that's the whole thing. I mean, so I'm just saying with people, it's um, behind the plated glass because you can't say this is 3D, this is 4D, and this is 5D. You just have to sit behind everything going, well, this could change today. It could be this way tomorrow. You know, nothing is what it is.
Hmm.
But is this getting us to walk in our power, send things in a direction of positivity? What are they trying to align us with a source that's inside us and say, step up, protect it, step up to them? Um, this is what I've taught in class and what I've always said. A demon knows it has no control over you and it has nothing to use against you anymore. And it knows that you cannot be bought or sold. It doesn't waste its time taunting you or teasing you or trying to buy you no more because there's nothing they can buy you out on. Not a soul, not money, not energy, not frequency. It's I work for the light alone. They don't invest in that. They invest in the darkness that is easy to manipulate.
Right.
So
I think I got all the questions, but if I missed one, type it in.
yeah. So I think I have a lot of respect for the noble ones that have fill inside and they're noble about giving their energy and they're noble about helping somebody and they're noble about what they're here to do and they're just giving and giving and giving, and that is all they need to do in these
Hmm.
days that are coming. And like I said in the challenge last week of not allowing, here we are in the present day, and that darkened clouds, and to look through the darkness again, remember, and to
Hmm.
stand in there and hold the line in the stillness. And that is where we need to be. Hold the stillness and send the light in that direction.
Right.
That's what's important. And so we just need to continue in that process because that's what's going to impact and change things. So, and we'll see that their plan has gone to the spoils and it did not work and it did not uh, accumulate to the full capacity that they wanted it to. So it only takes one god of rod to come down and wreck that whole damn thing.
That'd be interesting to see. That's for sure.
Wasn't it? That's what needs to happen.
Couple last questions. Well, we know this one, but Emmy's asking, will the Golden Gate go down along with the bridges and buildings?
Yes, it has
Yeah.
to. It's part of that process. That is the one I've been, because that one showed huge tides coming in, and then that giving in to that process. So yeah,
Hmm.
there huge tides with it.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that was a good download. Not as big as
Yeah.
impact as they had last week, but they really. So I don't know what next week is, but we're going to continue doing these downloads of what they're saying, and then like if you need me for readings, classes, remote viewing, um, I'm accessible. And so to get to the website and all that stuff. But this is the thing, you know, like I said, wouldn't it be amazing if we all do this tonight and there's a result in the morning of their own disaster?
Mm-hmm.
That would be the best thing. And that would
Yep.
also teach you the lesson. Well, we have more power than we realize.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you,
Yeah.
through teaching with spirit and doubting them, ever since I was young, I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. And every time they've taught me, they're like, see, we told you. We told you you had more power than you realized. So this is the thing where I'm telling you, you got more power. So if you send light, you send abundance and protection towards that direction, you'll be surprised the reaction you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it doesn't take much time either.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't take much time out of your day to do that.
No, it doesn't. So amazing.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we'll see what they have for next week. I'm sure each week it's getting more interesting.
Right. See what happens to that DNC this week for sure.
Yeah, well,
Fall.
if it burns, if it falls, if it burns to the ground, if a lightning strikes it down.
Mm-hmm. Somebody get it on video.
Yes, somebody do that. So we'll see what the power is, the power source for that. So you guys stay in the light, do what you can to send light. Good night. Take care.
Good night. Thanks.